Right now, if you look up at the night sky, you can see satellites that let you check your phone, your weather, your GPS. You probably think that's a story about American genius. But the real answer is stranger. Some of the same men who built the rocket that sent astronauts to the moon also built the weapon Hitler used to terrorize London. And the United States government brought them back. On purpose, in secret. Spring of 1945. Germany is collapsing. American soldiers push into a country full of ruins, hunting for something worth more than gold or territory. They're scientists. Germany had built the most advanced rocket on Earth, the V2, capable of flying faster than sound and hitting a target hundreds of miles away with no way to stop it. The man behind it was a young engineer named Wernher von Braun, technical director of the whole program. He wasn't just an employee of the Nazi government, he was a member of the SS, Hitler's most loyal organization. Von Braun and his team were exactly the kind of men America had just spent years fighting, but their knowledge was worth more than anyone wanted to admit out loud. So a secret plan was created, Operation Paperclip. The name is almost too simple to believe. American officers combing through German science files would clip an ordinary paperclip onto the folder of any scientist they wanted brought to America. That's it. A paperclip decided who got a new life in the United States. President Truman approved it, but added one condition: no members of the Nazi Party. That condition didn't survive contact with reality. Officers quietly stripped Nazi Party membership from these men's records. Historian Michael J. Neufeld has documented how the program's need for talent kept overriding its own rules. Around 1,600 scientists and engineers were brought over with their families. Von Braun and about 100 of his team landed at Fort Bliss, Texas in the summer of 1945, along with 150 captured V2 rockets. Here's the part usually left out. Von Braun's rocket wasn't just built with German engineering, it was built with slave labor, assembled underground at a factory called Mittelwerk, using prisoners from a nearby concentration camp. Historians have found memos where von Braun's own colleagues requested more prisoners to keep production moving. One of those colleagues, Arthur Rudolph, ran daily operations at that factory. Decades later, the Department of Justice confirmed that roughly 20,000 laborers died building that rocket, more than the V2 itself ever killed in combat. Did the American government know this when they signed these men up? Some of it, yes. Most of it, they chose not to look at closely. For years, the story stayed buried. Von Braun became a celebrity, appearing on the cover of Time and hosting a Disney TV special about space travel. The friendly face of the space race, not a former SS officer who'd walked through that slave labor factory a dozen times. By 1950, his team had moved to Huntsville, Alabama, becoming the founding core of NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in 1960. In 1969, the rocket he designed, the Saturn V, carried Apollo 11 to the moon. The same mind behind a weapon meant to terrorize a city helped put the first footprints on another world. Arthur Rudolph kept working too, eventually becoming project director for that same Saturn V program. Not until 1984 did investigators confirm what he'd done at Mittelwerk. Rather than stand trial, he gave up his citizenship and left the country. Von Braun never faced that reckoning. He died in 1977, still remembered mostly as a hero. So next time you see a rocket launch, check a satellite map, or watch footage of a man stepping onto the moon, remember what's underneath that achievement. The same night sky that once carried a weapon built by forced hands now carries quiet proof of how far a government will go and how much it would choose not to see when it wants something badly enough.